Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about something a little bit more serious. I'm actually really nervous to film this video. Like my hands are just like shaking. I'm getting a little sweaty. um, just a forewarning, if talking about mental health, depression, anxiety, any of those things are triggering to you, feel free to click off. I am going to be as real as I possibly can be with you guys. I just feel like, I wouldn't say I'm living a lie, but it's more of, I feel like it's lights, camera, action, and then I know, the Instagram versus reality, YouTube versus reality, and I know I am generally a very uppity, happy person. And it's not that I'm not happy, but there's just so many things going on in my life that I feel like I should just be 100% honest with you all and maybe help somebody who is going through the same thing. I'm going to do my best not to cry in this video, but I can't make any promises. I have been struggling more than usual recently, and I think it definitely started, it's a contradiction, think definitely, when I started having seizures my birthday of last year, so August 5th last year. I'm the one that does the grocery shopping, I'm the one that, takes care of everything, and I feel this, like, my chest tightening up. I'm so scared that I'm going to have an episode in the middle of, Walmart shopping for groceries or doing anything that I feel this great amount of anxiety. Even talking about it just feels like I'm not supposed to. Like you're just supposed to hide it and act like everything is always okay. But it's not. And I know a lot, even people that do not have anxiety or depression issues are having them now because of the current state of the world. And I just wanted to open up to you guys and tell you, what's actually going on in my life, and explain that yes, I love makeup and this truly is my outlet. The excitement that I have when I'm on camera is not fake. It's not fake. But at the same time, was I crying 15 minutes before the video? Sometimes, yes. There was actually a video that I felt really guilty because I did lie to you guys. And I'm sorry. I really am sorry that I just kind of blew it off. It was during my Kaleidos video for Angelica. I love that palette so much, and I was so inspired. But I felt a lot of times there's pressure, I don't want this to come across wrong. I'm so scared. It's another one of my fears of not being understood or being like people hearing something the way that I didn't mean for it to come across. Sorry, this one eye just wants to go. During that video, I wish I still had the footage because I would just insert it and let you guys see it. But I remember saying that I had teared up. I don't even remember why. I don't know if I said if it's something like sneezing or allergies or whatever, but I definitely just blew it off. But no, in reality, I had a panic attack. And I could feel I was having moments of confusion. And I know that happens right before I am going to have an episode. And it's like, okay, yeah, I know that I could have that episode and then just refilm the video. It's not like you guys would ever have to see that. But having the mental fog, getting the confused, like there's a lot of times you guys will see there's a lot of skipping around in videos. That's me. I can't think of the word, or I can't. I'm so sorry. I really do not want to cry on camera. It's like I can't think of the word, or my speech literally gets slurred. I will say something and I hear it in my head, but how it comes out is just not right. It's very strange. I'm not hold please. I'm gonna well, if I dab it off, it's just gonna make it worse. Okay. See, I had forgot what I was saying. I just lost my train of thought completely. Anywho, I remember saying that I had some sort of, I don't remember if it was, I was said I had, because it's a lie. If it's a lie, I'm not going to remember exactly what I said. I can remember the truth because it's easy. It's an experience. It happens. And I know for a fact in that video I told you guys that I cried because of some other reason. But the true reason was that I knew I had this much time before I was going to have an episode. I knew it. So I called my mom and I texted Puffin, and Puffin was like, do I need to take you to the emergency room or do I need to come home? So usually I don't go to the emergency room. I did that one night on my birthday. I don't remember my birthday night. I don't remember it at all. From what I have been told, I just dropped to the ground and then see, previously they thought I was having hemiplegic migraines. I would like tilt to the side a little bit. And so that's what I ended up going on, a medication for migraines and all this other stuff. And I actually started getting an allergic reaction. I got these huge, it's a shot, and I was getting huge balls, like golf-size balls underneath my skin. And then every time it kept getting bigger and bigger. So I had to go off of that. Anywho, and now I'm realizing that those episodes where I would daze off and just be, I saw it, I wish I had kept it on camera, but I just thought it was, oh, this is, it's kind of creepy to see me like that. I remember talking to Kelsey about it, and I just thought it was one of those hemiplegic migraines, I lost the ability to control one side of my body, and I literally just like fell on the floor. And it was while I was filming. So I think that actually wasn't probably a hemiplegic migraine. I think that it was probably the start of what is happening now, because I was staring off and it was just this confusion I had. Well, on my birthday, I do remember walking into the room and coming home, walking into the room, and then I was on the ground. I have no idea why. And then I started vomiting. I stopped breathing. I was having a seizure, a grand mal seizure, and my husband said he, called called an ambulance. And then I had another seizure in the ambulance. And I remember waking up not even really knowing where I was. And apparently I was out for quite a bit, or like just not aware or conscious. And it was terrifying. And I thought, okay, well, maybe this is a one-off thing, you know? And went to a neurologist. That was terrible. I kept telling him, I will insert the picture so you guys can see, but I kept telling him my skin is so sensitive. And they were hooking me up all over. And they do all these, they mark all of your head. And then they put this gel like, well, first they clean the area, and that hurt. I remember thinking, I was like, that kind of stings a little bit. And when he put the gel on all the areas all over my head, I said, this hurts. Like, it stings pretty bad. He's like, oh, it's normal for it to sting. I was like, I have very sensitive skin. I feel like this isn't normal. Like, this hurts. And he just disregarded me. I'm always disregarded. That's one of the things, like, I don't mean, not all doctors are that way, but it's just been my experience recently that it's just constant disregard. Just, and I'll tell you another experience as to why I feel this way. And that, I was only getting that EEG because to rule out it being like epilepsy, because I continued to have the seizures. It wasn't until later that I noticed it was definitely happening around stress. And my stress levels and anxiety levels have gone through the roof. And I don't actually really know why. But anywho, after everything was done, he took off all of the little, whatever, the electrodes, whatever they are. They don't actually stick to your head. It's like he had to reattach one, I think 2 or 3 times because they just come loose. They just come right off, and then it's just like this gel. Well, it burned my scalp. I had oozing spots all over my scalp. And then when he was taking them off, he was like, oh yeah, you're a little red, but it's just your skin's red. It's going to go away. I was like, I don't feel like it's going to go away. Like, they're painful. And they didn't. They scabbed over. But we found out, definitely not anything to do with my brain, which is a great thing. And my neurologist, because my cortisol levels were so low, the doctors are all like connected. So she had my records from not only the very first time that I had my seizure, but also when I had my knee replacement, and anytime I've been in the hospital with some type of trauma, my cortisol levels have plummeted. I think one of them was 0.4, which is dangerously low. And I remember my mom, she has Addison's disease. And I remember her saying, because I couldn't stand. And they're like, well, she probably lost, blood, or, she is anemic, and I am anemic. But they're like, she demanded that they check my cortisol levels, and that's when it was so low. And it's been this battle of trying to figure out if I have Addison's. I have no idea. I really, truly don't know. I know that I have EDS, and I know that I have POTS. I know those. But I can't quite figure out these seizures, and they just keep happening. That day where I was filming for Angelica's collaboration, again, my excitement for that palette is genuine, but I felt myself getting confused. And I knew I was, because I can feel it with my lips. It's like, it just doesn't come out right. And I've had some people like, you have so much lip filler that you can't speak. And I'm just like, that's not actually it. And that sucks. But, I'm not going to comment back to that. I just erase them, like, whatever. You don't actually know what's going on in my life. I can speak just fine. I can move my mouth just fine with my lip filler. It's literally that, like, they don't connect sometimes. And I don't think it's my brain. I think it's the anxiety, and things just start to get foggy. And I don't know how to explain it, but I knew that was coming on. I called my mom and I was crying. I remember trying to hold my face over. This is something I used to do if I was at work and something happened. I would literally hold my face over the ground so that the tears wouldn't run down my face. They would just hit the ground. So then we're good. You don't have to worry about anything. And I told her, I was like, I think you need to pick me up. And I needed her because she has Addison's. It's like, it's gonna happen. I need you. And I remember in that video, so she came. She's got cancer, everything else, and she came and she got me. She took me, and by the time I was at the hospital, I was out. But it's like I push myself and push myself and push myself. And it's not because I feel like, I guess to an extent, I do feel like I have to, but I also want to. I do feel like I need to get these things out, these videos out, but I also want to. I don't want my life turned upside down. And I've struggled with depression and anxiety my whole life. I had my first surgery when I was 13, and I remember being that was the first thing that was taken away from me when it was basketball. Anyway, I've had issues my whole life, and it's a family thing, so it's, it's hereditary. It can run in the family. Anyway, I remember saying in that video, I was like, I don't know why I'm wearing this hoodie with with all these beautiful colors. I'm gonna get it on this white hoodie. I no longer even have that hoodie because when I woke up, they had cut it off me because they thought I was on drugs. They asked my mom, but moms aren't reliable. I get it. You don't want to talk. You wouldn't say that your daughter or son or whoever, a lot of times you want to protect them. But I thought I was on drugs. And that's something I get all the time. All the time. And I'm tattooed, and a lot of times if I'm in pain, I don't have makeup on, Whenever I went to the emergency room after dropping a 30-pound kettlebell on my foot, I get the same reaction. It's like, they don't give me a painkiller. They give me a brace and say, yeah, you're messed up. Go have a nice day. It's like they think I do it to myself or something. It's it's just something that I'm used to. I'm used to it. But I remember them talking about Narcan and all this stuff. And I remember looking at the doctor and saying, and I didn't mean to be snarky, but at the same time, it was just so aggravated. Like, how did that drug screen come back? Of course, I was clean. Surprise, surprise. But, my mom wasn't allowed to go in with me for that. And backtrack. My neurologist wanted me to go see an endocrinologist because of my cortisol levels. And other things that have happened. She's like, I truly believe that something is going on with that. It's definitely metabolic, but I have to rule out brain. And I was like, okay. Rolled out the brain. And then I kept waiting for my results to come back. Lo and behold, she was so good too. Like, she was the first person that listened to me. She left for vacation and didn't come back. So then I had to start all over. And that is the reason why I wanted my mom to take me. So my mom took me and then described everything that's been going on. And now I have another referral to an endocrinologist, which, thank goodness. But recently, because I've been having so much trouble, there's days I just don't want to get out of bed. I'm scared to go places. I go to Pilates, which is a one-on-one appointment only, just so it's as safe as it possibly can be. It's the one thing that makes me feel strong. And YouTube is the one thing that makes me feel like I have an outlet. But I have so much anxiety about it all. Like, I have to take a medication to be able to drive. And then I have to, pep myself up, and getting out of the bed in the morning sometimes is just so hard. Because I'm in so much pain. And then anxiety. I don't go to bed sometimes and I just think, what are people going to say about me today? And I have the best subscribers. I am not complaining at all. I know it sounds like I probably am. I'm not trying to complain. What I'm trying to say is that my anxiety is so high because of the 1 or 2, sometimes 10, comments that I get attacking my appearance, attacking my integrity, saying that I'm a liar just because my experience is different than somebody else's. I've always said, the only review that matters is your own. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about a makeup product, it's your own, but it's just been a whole lot of attacking. And I think it's disgusting, but at the same time, keyboard warriors, and you can say that all the time. You can say, don't listen to them, but it's so hard. So hard not to listen to that. And I was going to bed every single night not being able to. I would wake up not only because I'm terrified about what's going to happen the next day, but also my anxiety levels being so high that I am waking up drenched in cold sweat. I'm not talking like the house is hot or anything like that. I mean, I'm covered like I had just gone swimming. And the bed is all wet, my covers are wet, I'm freezing, and I can't make it stop. I can't make my brain stop. So I finally got a new doctor for my mental health, and that was like one of the best things and one of the worst things, because it turned into over 2 hours of so many questions and asking about my childhood or things that have happened to me. And these are things that I have pushed so far down, that when she asked me these questions, it's not like she made me talk about them. But when she asked me these questions, it was like all of a sudden, everything was just brought to the surface. And then it's like I was so mentally exhausted that I slept for 2 days. I couldn't. And I feel bad because there's so many people that I still want to talk to, I want to reach out to, and I want to support. And I feel like, I'm a failure because I don't get up as many videos as I want. I don't reach out to as many of my friends as I want, and I don't want any of my friends to think that I don't care about them. But I've been able to open up to a few people, and that's, one of the reasons why. I don't want to go into too much, but Tara Lynn, I recently had started trying to get her to 10K. If you guys knew how much she has made a difference for me, you just don't even know. And she just She didn't ask for this at all. She didn't ask. She didn't want me, she didn't say, "Hey, Mel, can you help me out with this?" It was an offhanded comment about, her wanting, her goal to reach 10,000. I was like, this is something I can do for her. And that's what makes me happy. It's like, I love doing giveaways, and I love giving back to people, and I love making people smile. That is what brings me so much joy, makeup and making people smile. But I haven't had a lot of friends that have been true friends. And she definitely has. And I don't want to sound like I'm calling anybody out. I'm not calling anybody out. It's just been my life experience that I haven't had the best luck. And it could be because of me. It could be because I can tend to push people away, or I'm scared to open up. But depression and anxiety are very real things. And they can be exacerbated by things that are going on in your life. And that is definitely what is going on with me right now. Is that I'm terrified. I don't even want to say it. I'm scared one morning I'm just not gonna wake up. Like, what? I know I've woken up several times with me twitching. I'm just like, I really don't mean for this to be a depressing video. I just want you guys to know what's going on. I'm in an immense amount of pain. But I don't like to complain about it, because I know there's like so many people that have it worse. But I want you guys to know that you're not alone. If you're struggling with your mental health, if you have depression, if you have anxiety, if you have anything, you're not alone. Even people that look like they just have everything, they have their whole life together. They've got the car, they've got the house, they have the husband, they have the kids, they have everything. That doesn't mean that they aren't going through the same thing that you're going through. I'm sorry. I know that I said I was going to not cry, or try not to, but that just didn't happen. I guess when you're talking about these type of subjects, it's a little harder to do. And again, I want you guys to know I'm not asking for sympathy. I am getting help. I'm very, very happy with my new healthcare provider. And I have a lot of things going on. My knee replacement could possibly be failing. I'm hoping that it's not. But that's another thing that gives me anxiety. It's like I'm trying to start walking. I'm having days where I can be very motivated. And when the sun is out, walking is like the best thing. Even if I'm in pain, it's just like the best thing. But I don't want this to come across as sympathy. I want this to come across as an ally, as somebody who knows what it feels like. And I don't want you guys to think that the grass is always greener on the other side. Everybody has problems. I mean, not everybody has anxiety, depression, or anything like that. And I have such a hard time letting people know. I literally have a diary, or a journal, that has a lock on it. And then I have a safe that I put my locked journal in. because it's like I feel like I have to protect my thoughts. I have to protect the real things that I think of, or the doubt that I have with myself, the pain, because it's not always there, you know. I'm not always sad, but I can be. And so I write, and that's kind of a release for me, but it's like I don't want someone to find it and read it and then just, I don't know, it's a very strange mental thing, but that's the only way I feel safe. So I write in my journal, especially when I'm having a moment. And normally, like right now, I would go do that. But I thought, instead of makeup, I just want to be real with you guys that I'm struggling. And it's not a new thing for me, but it's just been especially hard lately. I love you guys more than you could possibly know. Oh, there was something I wanted to say. There was a comment. I was like, I pride myself a lot in being able to get on camera and just be me, you know, just like be excited and be like, that is me. I don't want you to think that I'm pretending throughout the video. You know, I'm not going to bring up every time I'm sad or have something going on or I'm anxious or anything like that. But, excuse me, it's disgusting. That is truly me. But there are times where I get on camera and I feel like I'm able to hide whatever is going on in my head that day. And it was the day after I had a seizure. I had some comments about my expressions. And I think that, and I know it wasn't mean, it was not mean, it was just concern, and I appreciate that concern, but it was the one time I was like, now it's visible. I can't get on camera and people not know that something's wrong. I remember somebody mentioning that my facial movements were very similar to a stroke. And again, I'm that those did not hurt me in like I'm feeling attacked or feeling like, oh, you're saying something negative to me. It was the realization of I couldn't hide the pain in that video. And it was because I had had a seizure the night before. And typically I try to give myself a day to rest, and I'd pushed myself. And seeing my kids see them and worry is heartbreaking to me. Anywho, I just wanted to open up to you guys so you know, again, you're not alone. You're not alone. Don't feel sorry for me. I've got a great doctor. I have methods to help, and I'm on my way to figuring out a lot of things that are going on. It's just one step at a time. But I'll probably have anxiety and depression episodes my entire life. And if you are too, you're not alone. I love you all, and I hope I see you in the next video. If I'm not answering a bunch of comments, please understand that this is hard for me to talk about in general. So it might be hard for me to respond to a lot So please just understand. And I'm sorry for the snot and the crying and all of that. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.